And welcome to the secret combination screen in the Minesweeper Variant game. I'll talk about what makes them secret after I'm done with this puzzle, but just to show you what the gameplay is about. It's Minesweeper, all the numbers refer to how many mines are in their adjacent 8 squares, but we also have 2 variant rules in this puzzle. Dual, so all mines must be 1x2 or 2x1 blocks. You can see this is a block of 4, and so it doesn't count. Connected, and all mines have to be connected orthogonally or diagonally. So, where do we start? Well, I can tell you this. This is not going to be correct. This can't be a mine, because then this one will be satisfied, and that locks up this. And if you notice, that is not a 1x2 or 2x1 block. That is a 1x1 block, so we can't allow that, so we have to open this up. Now, this is a standard Minesweeper procedure. There's a mine in here, that's what this clue says, and that mine is what's accounted for in this one. So this one is also already satisfied. It's just, we don't know which of these 2 cells it is, but we can open these up. Now, this is shocking little information to go on, but I actually can tell you this is not going to be possible. This is not going to be a mine. Let's pretend that if it was a mine, well, let's try this scenario. This is currently a block of 1. It needs to be a block that's 1x2 or 2x1, so it needs to extend to look like this or this. But it's not this, because that would lock up the entire thing. Because the mines need to be connected, and if I extend this to the right, this block is finished and can't expand there. That would be a block of 3 instead. So, I need to connect it, yet doing this prevents me from actually connecting anything. So it must extend this way in this hypothetical. So now this block is done. It's a block of 2 now, so we need to put non-mine markers around it. Now, because all mines are orthogonally or diagonally connected, this must expand to either here or here. And we're actually screwed if we need to expand it here. Because look at this 4. It already has 3 mines that are around it, so the last mine is going here or here. If it's going here, we're screwed, because we can't make this, we can't make a block of 3 here. So that's a non-mine, and that overloads the 1. We finally got to a place where we can say that would overload the 1. We simply check all the branches here. So the other option is if the mine is here, then we need to put non-mine markers around everything, because otherwise that would make a block of size 3. But now this one is yet again underloaded. Let's say that we put a mine in the remaining spot. Well, that isn't a block of 1x2 anymore. It's just a 1x1 block, and that's not allowed. So this is what I get for playing in expert mode. The other branch, because we still have some to go, is that the mine expands this way. But in order to have anything different from when we went over here, we have to use this path to try to go to this 4 in some different way. So we'd have to look like this. And notice that we're still screwed. Like, it needs to expand one of 2 directions. This would completely stop the path. Like, that's basically stuck here now. We can't extend it here because the block isn't a 1x1. And we could also move it down, but that underloads the 4. Also, another reason why this fails is because we have already hit the 8 mine count, because it shows how many mines are remaining. But yeah, the puzzles in here are freaking hard, and there's a lot of branches you need to explore in order to get that entire thing, but basically every step wasn't possible. We can't make this a mine, so that's empty. But now this is simpler, much simpler. This 4 is 5 cells to see, so therefore all of the mines in here, all the squares like here are mines except for 1. It can't be this one is a non-mine because that creates a block of more than 4. I mean, a block of more than 2, I'm sorry. Here we go. Can't be here because that's a block of 3 when we need blocks of 2. This is the only situation where there are blocks of 2 and the 4 is satisfied. And then because the blocks have to be exactly 2 sides, we can put non-mines on everything else. This square is a non-mine as well, because if it were a mine, that would be a 1x1 block. Okay. All mines must be orthogonally or diagonally connected. We should connect these diagonally. And it isn't here, because that doesn't make any progress. It could be here, but it doesn't make progress to ever connecting to this group of mines. So the mine isn't here, for sure. That is currently a block of 1. We should expand it into a 2x1 block. Okay, now the 3 is done. And there's only 2 mines remaining on the global count. So both of these are mines, and there we go. We have a lot to go through. So first of all, let's explain why these are special variants. This is the grid, or the galleries the game calls it, and it contains all the base 14 variants in the game, And what's special is that the top row is the rules that change the numbers, and the left column is the rules that change the patterns of the mines. So simplify things, number rules, mine rules. So if you look at this, liar, basically all the clues are lined are either one above or one below the real value. Wall, which allows multiple numbers to be in a cell. They're all about modifying the numbers. Like this is a crazy one where they count non-mines that it can see. And of course, if we look over here, we have quad, where there's a mine in every 2x2 area. Connected, which is one of the rules we just did, where all the mines must be connected into one group. And then triplet. So you get the idea. Can't form row 3 there. The special thing is that in the puzzle we just played, we combined C and D, which is not normally on this list. In particular, there are some rules that are entirely incompatible, like wall and partition, which refer to the same type of thing, except partition is just a less information version of wall. It'd be very interesting to check out all these other combinations that aren't usually in the grid because they're less compatible. So next one, connected and quad. All the mines are connected into one group, again, orthogonally or diagonally, and quad, at least one mine in every 2x2 area. So there's a standard quad rule that didn't get to show up in an initial video that was cool. Basically, this can't be a position for the mine in this one, because you create a 2x2 area without a mine in it if you do that. And in fact, that's true for every one of these, so we should really call them non-mine cells, and this is the only way we can have a mine there that works. The same is true on the other side of the one, so you can just click these to open up the rest of the cells there. Okay. This 3 is finished. It only sees 3 cells, so that's the only it could be. There we go. It's basically hit its cap effectively. The next step here is that this can't be a mine. If that was a mine, this 4 would be completed, and so we have to put non-mine markers in here, and then these are completely disconnected. There's no way for us to connect the left side of mines here with the right side anymore, so that is not a mine. 3 is kind of embarrassing. It actually took me some minute before I realized these mines are not connected right now. They need to extend outwards, so we need to make that a mine. And that finishes the 4. There's a 5 here, which is finished already. Okay, this 3 is finished, this 4 is finished, this 2 greets a mine. There we go, they're done. Okay, next is CT, connected plus triplet. So all the mines must be connected, but we can't make a triplet orthogonally or diagonally. Okay, it seems like there's only one way where this 5 can work, but I don't know if my visualization is correct here. I mean, the 5 doesn't necessarily need to be connected. It could look like this. Actually, the 1 here is very easy to overload right now. I'm doing it like that because obviously this isn't going to work. Like, these are the spots that would create triplets in the current scenario, right? Like, these are my hypothetical mines, and then the reds would make triplets on them. Well, okay, I can immediately say this is not a mine, because if that was a mine, we'd make these as non-empty, and then all the 5 would be mines, because the 5 would only be looking at 5 cells, but yet this obviously creates a triplet. So that is a non-mine, but yet what do we do here? Well, I can tell you what, I barely need to think about the 5, because if this is a mine, this needs to connect outwards due to connected, and that overloads the 1, so that's a non-mine. I know the mine is here. But now what? 5 should be much easier, right? Oh, this is what I was missing. It could be in this configuration. I think that's the only one. Let's just enumerate all the possible positions in case. Like, this would be a failure, that would make a triplet. This would make a triplet. This would make a triplet. This would make a triplet. Yeah, okay. That's how the 5 looks, and... alright. No triplets, though, so we can mark those spots because they would create diagonal or horizontal triplets. Diagonal triplet here. Is this 4 done? Well, we have this 3 which got revealed, so we can just click that because there's a mine there. Because the 3 is finished. Okay. Okay, so now if there was a mine here, the 4 would be finished because we're looking at 4 mines. And then this would need to extend in this way in order to connect all the way over. But then that creates a triplet in our process of trying to move to the right side. So this is empty. Same for this now. If that's a mine, this needs to extend outwards due to connected, but yet all the ways we can do that will create triplets here, or here, that would create a diagonal triplet. So that's also a non-mine. But now what? Is the same true here? If there's a mine here, we can't go that way. So we need to go this way, and that's the same problem. Okay, we have 4 mines remaining. And this farm already sees 2 mines. So there's 3 mines left in this area, which means that the one last mine is in here. The 4 is done. That 4 is done. That needs to connect. Yes, this needs to connect this way, and there we go. Okay, OQ. Outside and quad, the new rule. What? That's very cursed. Look at this. It says OQ outside, but when you go in here, it says quad outside. Anyway, quad, we've already seen this rule many times in this video. Outside, all of the non-mines form a connected group, that it's only orthogonally connected this time, and all the mines connect to the outside orthogonally. So for example, if there was a mine in the middle, we would have to connect it to the border. Basically, it would need to find some way to connect to the border. Okay, so if that is a non-mine, then we're screwed because it creates this pattern. This pattern is not allowed in general, but if you just notice, this 2 has been locked off because all the non-mines need to be in one area, and we just lock the 2 in its own area while leaving other non-mines unconnected to it, basically trapping it. So that is a mine, but what else do we know? Well, it can't be here because that would create non-mines in here, and that would break quad. That would be a 2x2 without an area. So not a mine there. This 2 is finished. This 2 is finished. What do we have? This 2 is looking at the same area as this 2, so we know there's a mine here and no mines down here. This totally didn't take me minutes to find again, but another basic quad discovery rule. If this was a non-mine, this would be a 2x2 area without a mine in it, which is not allowed, so there's the mine in this area. Now, because of outside, the mines need to connect to the outside, so this needs to extend outwards. This 2 is finished. Because of quad, we know there is a mine in this 2x2 area, so we can say these are non-mines now. And now there's a 2x2 in this area, because same logic, if that was a non-mine, there would be no mine in that area, which isn't allowed, so that is a mine. Same deal with this one. 2x2 area that needs a mine in it. This mine wants to expand outwards in order to connect to the outside. There's only one way it can go out, so there we go. This must also expand outwards, and we have 2 mines remaining, so just click both of them, and there we go. OT, outside and triplet. Another new combination here. Triplet, we've seen both of these rules actually. It's outside and triplet. So this 4 is almost complete. All of these cells are mines except for one. Except we create a triplet here if we put too many mines up here. So we know that one of these is the non-mine tile. And actually we can reduce it even further because in this setup right now, this square is actually disconnected from the rest. And again, because of outside, all the non-mines was connected into a single group. And this is not doing that. This 4 is locked if we do that. So there's only one combination here, which is that. So this needs to extend outwards as well. And because of triplet, we can't make a 3 in a row. So this and this are also non-mines. So yeah, quite a lot of things we can get just from that 4. Now this 2, it already sees one mine, so the remaining mine is there. We know the mine is there, so there's no mine for this one. Once again, we know that the mine is one of these 2 spaces, so not in these. This is going to be a little more esoteric because I have to involve the checkerboard rule here. But if that is a non-mine, shoot, I forgot. Nearly forgot this cell was involved, so I can't actually say that right now. Oh my gosh, once again, I don't realize that... look, this can't be a mine, because if it was, we need to extend it outwards, but then that would overload the 1. So I know the mine isn't here, there's no mine here, and I can proceed with the logic that I was going to say before. So yeah, if this is a non-mine, these are the remaining mines because the 3 is hitting its maximum now. And notice that this being a non-mine needs to go all the way around to connect to the other non-mine location. But we've also just trapped these mines in the process. They still need to expand outwards, but we just lock them off. And that's the only way this could work. Well, it's the reason this does not work is because we can't connect both this to the outside and this to the other non-mine section at the same time. So that must be a mine. This has created some triplets that we should put non-mines in because they're forbidden. Okay, so if this is a mine, we have created a bunch of triplets here that we need to put non-mines in. Because we have a 3 in a row here and a 3 in a row here, so anyway. And we also have a triplet down here, so 1, 2, 3, mark that as a non-mine. This non-mine needs to connect out. Now look at the remaining count. We have 4 mines remaining. In this hypothetical, we already have put a mine here, so the only way we can do this is to create 2 more mines, but that still doesn't reach 4. So if I put a mine here, then we're eventually not going to have enough empty spaces left to mark as mines. So therefore, that's the empty cell, that is the mine. This 3 is completed. This needs to extend to the outside. Let's erase these marks, even though we don't need to. Okay, look, these can't both be mines because that would create a triplet. So the remaining mine is there. And now a non-mine can't be in here because that would need to connect outside, and then we would not have the 1 mine remaining because one of these cells needs to be a mine. So it's here and here. And finally, QT. Why am I saying finally? Well, this video seems like it's getting long. I don't know. Quad and triplet, we've seen both of these rules. There must be at least 1 mine every 2x2 area, and mines may not form a row of 3 orthogonally or diagonally. Okay, it's about this too, and actually this doesn't involve triplet at all. This area has a ton of spaces that are 2x2s effectively, and we need to like make all of them true. So, for example, if I put a mine in this diagonal tile, then I have 1 mine remaining to try to fix all of these areas and put a mine in each of them, except it's not possible. And by each of them, I mean like figuratively, like a mine has to be in all of them. And yet there's no cell that I can put. If I put a mine here, then this 2x2 area doesn't have anything. So I can't actually put anything in the diagonals because it doesn't give me the ability to use only 1 mine to fix all these other 2x2 areas. So yeah, all these are open now. And if you look, like, if I had a mine here, then I could still do this and then fix all the 2x2 areas. So putting it in the orthogonally adjacent to the 2 are fine. I think the next key cells are here and here. So if there's a mine here, then we need to somehow put 3 cells in here that don't make a triplet, which is impossible. Like, that will create a triplet, so okay, I guess we'll put a mine here. And there is no configuration of mines that could ever possibly stop this from making a 3 in a row. So this is not a mine, and the same as here is true here because we have the same pattern with the 3, it's just flipped over this axis. Okay, thanks to quad, this is a 2x2 area, it needs a mine in it, so let's put that in. Now the remaining mine is here. There is a mine in this 2x2 area, and so this 2 already sees 1 mine, the other mine is in here. So we can mark these as empty. This 3 is finished. Because there's 1 mine here, then the number of this 3 is this mine, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, those are the mines in that area. Okay, for this 2, it already sees 1 mine, so there's 1 mine in this area. So we can't put 2 mines in here because there's only 1 mine in this area. So this 3 needs to be 1, 2, and a mine here. 1, 2, 3. So mine, mine, and the mine is here, so there's no mine in this area. This 3 is complete. We have 2 mines remaining. Is there anything in triplets we need to take care of? No, never mind. We actually have a quad. Yep. This is a 2x2 area. It doesn't have a mine in it. We need to mine right now. We made a triplet. So block that off. And 1 mine remaining. There we go. Okay, let's check out these. Liar and multiple. So this is very different from these because now we're looking at number afflicting clues. And everything we do is on the left column, but now we're going to go on the top row. Multiple and liar. So let's check this out. I bet we're going to see some really high and cursed numbers here. Okay, so liar means that all the numbers are either 1 above or 1 below their actual count. So this 1 actually sees a 2 or 0. The second rule is multiple, so each mine in a colored cell actually counts as 2. By color, they mean this gray lighter color. So if there's a mine here, then this number would see 2. And here would be 4. If I put it in a black, that would be just +1, so 5. However, we need to really pay attention because, of course, all the numbers are lying off by 1. So where do we start? The 7 and the 3 being adjacent are important, I think, because they are pretty far away from each other, even with liar involved. So let's say the 7 is actually a 6, and this 3 is actually a 4. That would be the closest we can do, and that puts a difference of 2, right? So that means that this area is also a difference of 2, because these would never affect the difference between the areas, so all the difference between these numbers is concentrated within these areas. Now, let's say that's a mine, then the difference would have to be 2. So in other words, we have a value 2 here, so this would have to be value 4, but there's no way we can make value 4 in this section because it only can support value 3. So that's not a mine. And also we can make that a chain of logic because even though we pretend this was like 6-4, you might be like, oh, what if it was 6-2? Well, that would make it even worse because then the difference between this area and this area would be even greater. So now there's only one cell that we can also say, like, it has to either look like this, that makes the difference between the two. Wait, no, I'm wrong. It has to look like this or this. And actually, I think we can be pretty confident this is actually a 6-4. I'll use the notation of putting a line over and under to represent this is going up, this is going down. But yeah, there's only one way to make the difference of 2 now, and that's with that, but we still know what these black ones are. We can also use the inverse of the other logic for this section now because it's like a mirrored version, except now I think it's not possible for this to be a non-mine because we would have to account for a difference of 2, and this should be higher by 2, except we only have one value in order to do it, which is not possible. Like this would be a 4-6, and putting that as a non-mine would not allow us to give us the 2 difference that we need on this side. So that's a mine. That would have been really embarrassing to misclick. And what about this? Is there anything with this 3 and the 7? Okay, we have the same logic but rotated basically with this 3 and this 7. If that is a 4-6 pair, and this is a non-mine, then we're screwed because we have to make up a difference of 2 with only one piece, so that's not possible. Okay, now I'm really stuck. Okay, now remember that all the way back here, we still didn't know whether this black cell was filled. We knew that both of them were either on or off because we've got our difference of 2 already for this mine, so we could put a mine here or here, and that wouldn't change the difference between these two numbers. And it's really confusing that I mean difference meaning like subtraction, but and not the standard meaning of compare. But anyway, that means this is impossible. There is no mine here because having a mine here would prevent us from making a difference of 2 this way. So, not a mine. This 5, is this complete? It's either a 4 or 6. Actually, it's probably that both of them are 4. Yeah, this 3 is looking at the same place as this 5, so there's no way that this number is actually higher than this, because it's looking at the same area. So these are probably both 4s, actually, which means that there's no difference between the 2 areas. I can make that an empty. Let's mark this as below. So now that means to make this a 4, there's only 2 ways to do it. Either here, that's 4, or both of these black, that's 4. Except, if both of these are black, then that's like a very similar problem, where this is a difference of 2. Like this 3 sees that there are 2 blacks in here, which is a value of 2. Like, this area versus this area. This has to be 2 more than this area, and if both of these are mines, then we need 4 in this somehow, which is impossible. Clear those up, and I wonder if the puzzle solves itself from here. 6 mines remaining. Yep, I can just press space to auto-clear because there's 6 cells remaining. Here we go. Let's check this out. Multiple and cross. So we have the multiple rule again. Thankfully, no liar. But cross changes the mines to look in a cross formation. This 4 sees max. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Well, if there was a mine here, this 2 then is completed, and this 4 can never actually see the value of 4. So that isn't a mine. 6. Interesting. I think I can mark both of these as empty because... No, I can't. This is not eyesight. Okay, it's about this 2 now. If this is a mine, then these gray cells can't be mines because that would go over. That would go 1, 2, 3 if I had a mine there. So it needs to be 2. So now look at the 6. I cannot make it full anymore. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of value because the gray counts as double. So that 2 basically can't be in any of these. There can't be mines in these black cells. 7 is so high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope. Nothing I can do about that. Although I do know that one of these cells is a mine. I think maybe I'm correct that these need to be mines as well. Yeah, we need to. Like, if that's a non-mine, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why did I just... I'm so dumb. Hold on. If that's a non-mine, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't count. But yeah, we need all of these to be mines in order for the 7 to even potentially work. And the 2 is completed now. There's another 2 here, which is completed. Both of these black cells are mines. This 2 now sees a black mine. So now if that gray was a mine, it would overload the 2. So that is not a mine. I think this 4 is complete now. It sees 1, 2, 3, 4. This 2 is completed. The 6 is completed. There's 1 mine left, and the 7 sees it. There we go. No, well, looks like we still need to do some more. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This 7 needs to see 1 extra one of these gray cells, and the last mine is in here, because the remaining is 1. So I can just mark those as non-mines, the 7 is done, and there we go. So this rule set I've never seen before, U and W, which the U is not part of any of the standard variants in the game, so really interested to see what this is. So mines must not touch each other. Okay. So it's almost like the reverse of the dual variant, where none of the mines can be in any longer blocks at all. So let's see what this is about. 1, 1, and okay. So this clue sees 2 mines, and actually there are multiple numbers in a cell because Wall gives extra information. So we actually know that there's a mine here and mine here, because there's no way it could be 2 mines on one side, because that would have the mines touch each other. So there is 1 mine here, 1 mine here, and that clue actually accounts for everything this clue does. This clue just gives some extra area, but there's no way that it could have anything in there. Because it's the same clue as the bottom one, but the bottom one just concentrates in this area, so there's nothing in here. And, okay. Okay, here, this is the problem. If there's a mine here, then mines can't touch each other, so we have to mark those as non-mines. This 1, 1, 1 over here has only 1 way to make that happen, so we do mine here. That's the only way to get the group of 1, 1, 1, because otherwise we would have touching mines. So here we go. And then we mark all those as non-mines. And now this clue is screwed, because it needs to see 3 mines in different places, and because of our opening click, our opening assumption, there's no mines in any of these spots anymore. We can only put 2 mines, and that's not enough. So, because of also symmetrical, we can also do on this side as well. And now, this spot can't be a non-mine, because then there's no way to make this group of 3 mines anywhere. Or rather, 3 groups of singular mines, because like we would need to do something like this that's pretty much forced, that there is a mine here and here. Whoops. Here and here. So these clues are completed now. I think if we say this is the non-mine, we're screwed as well, because now these 1, 1, 1s can only be satisfied this way. There's 3 groups of 1, and yet now the middle is seeing 4 groups instead of 3 groups, so that's got to be a mine in here. And mines can touch each other, so there's nothing around it. And now if there's a mine here, we screwed up, because this 1, 1, 1 needs another mine because it's not finished. And now this 1, 1 is overloaded, because there's actually 3 groups of singular mines, so that is open as well. Same should be true here, actually. Yeah, because if that's a mine, then we have to make all those non-mines, and the 1, 1 is still not satisfied. So that's finished. This is finished now. This is the mine. As there's only 1 square for a mine to be, that's finished. This is finished as well. 3 mines remain. Oh, of course, I didn't finish. Mines also touch each other, so there's nothing here. This 1 is finished. This 1, 1 is finished, and there are 2 mines remaining. There we go. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely more because of all the locks and obviously, like, suspiciously empty areas, but that was all of the really cursed combinations there. And by really cursed, I mean slightly cursed. I was really hoping to get like a 10 in the liar multiple section. I don't know if we can get that now, but anyway, see ya!